another day here to thank you for allowing me to be here and keep documenting what's already been saying all along. Can't just sit down or lay down. Been cleaning up today. I'm going to try to use this stream as another evidentiary stream. Obviously, all these names on the board have been spoken about before. Most importantly, the 180 hours. So, I used the vacuum today. There's still glass. I just can't seem to get it. Can't get up all this for now, but I made a little bit of a dent. So today, all the floors as much as I could, and obviously it's all over everything still. But I'm gonna keep going. It hard to wake up in the morning and feel like I have a headache, and not another person has any. It already have the issues from the stream if you watch the flashbang in the face. So I entitled this police, call, not one call still from either the state's aware of it because they executed the warrant. And have they looked at any of these names? Did they look at the live streams before they came out here and filled my house full of the tear gas and shot out all my windows and ran over my fencing and all that? So again, I'm going to use this stream to go outside. I've been real reluctant to do this because I've been just trying to not even stay in this cabin. There's so much tear gas in here. I have to sleep in here at night, or I have been, and maybe I won't. Maybe I'll go sleep out in the Broham tonight or something. But wake up feeling all arthritic, my hands and my chest has been for breathing it. I kicked the kitties outside, all the animals. My puppy wants to stay in here with me, so I'm letting him stay in here. He ain't leaving. He ain't going anywhere. Thank you, Father. The puppy's good. So thank you for all things good and bad. Got to work through this and let him use me as a vessel to point out this police targeting that I already was talking about, and the probation, and where it starts with Tony Karsten, this gentleman that ran free for the whole time my son was locked up for nearly a year. I just spent 2 years in the jail there. And so he spent, like almost 11 months or something. So almost a year. So everything I was trying to, even before any of this that we were trying to do is just get it taken care of. Just one recognition about these 180 hours right here that do exist and they can't run away from now, because even when, if you please watch at 45 seconds, they shot me in the face with a flashbang, concussion grenade, and I have this thing in my vision, and I think it burnt my retina or whatever, the back, something. But anyways, if you look, when Elijah, he went out peacefully, just as I asked him to do. We did everything, tried to call so they could. A lot of people, the locals that have looked at it and said, why didn't you just go to that man's driveway and pull up? And he just wanted you could have just called him. It wasn't like he wasn't asking you to, so they didn't do it until the day of. It's really kind of ironic. I had to yell my phone number out. I finally watched the whole 16 minutes. So it's a lot to watch. It's pretty, but it'll be all evidence now. Everything's evidence out because they couldn't provide an attorney for me. You have the right to remain silent, all that. Well, let's not go, but you have the right to an attorney. If not, one will be appointed to you, whatever. They couldn't appoint me an attorney, and they have 7 days. Like whatever this would have happened in Klamath County, after 7 days, they have to take out. It's illegal, and they kept me for 14, so twice as long. So that's all illegal. There's just so many things that happened already that I finally looked over the warrant. Holy smokes, I'm really been trying to get a hold of this attorney. So I'm without any legal representation. That's kind of crazy to believe that you're going to go execute this big, huge warrant and all this special weapons and tactics, all this other. They shot my son. If you'll listen, please. He went out peacefully, and you'll hear it. Brrr, and I didn't know what that was, if it was live or not. He didn't make a sound. Imagine I had to come out myself thinking my son already too. I didn't, I called for him to, I don't know. It seemed like, again, it's just a big target practice. They didn't use live rounds. And I know they had lots of live rounds. I a massive amount of them here. What a waste of resources. Again, I said even that when I called to try to report to the Michael Taylor, it's always documented, this elected sheriff to come. Don't. I just want to call from him. And I even had put in a kite when I got down there and asked, well, maybe if you just came down here. I said, well, okay, now that I'm down here, I'll go ahead and fill out that thing to sue if he'll talk to me. Denied. I was there in his jail. All that, Mr. Ted, the district attorney, and all that wouldn't look at me and all the cases. So I got whatever evidence they have. The right of discovery, I'm not sure they're a suppression of evidence. I don't think I got nearly what they got. I hope they got a lot more than that. I got 4 years starting with the rapists that never served a day in this jail down there and had to drink the pool pond swamp water, and your commissary's a choice of candy bars and chips. It's crazy, guys. So anyways, now I have a no contact order with my son, so I can't talk to him, but I can talk about him. What a strong young man, after to do all his hours, and 32 hours is just 1 day a week. And if you're on felony probation, which he was supervised, you can't miss anything or you get a probation violation. So now I'm facing 3 felonies and a misdemeanor, but whatever, it's cool. So you kids, you don't stop taking care of when they're 18, especially this is much bigger than that I've talked about on this stream. It's about this parolee that raped a woman, a Hispanic woman, and got a 25-year sentence that I tried to get him to understand that my son got involved with. And yeah, he got in trouble, but he did his time, and he was on supervised probation. And he wanted out of this county because I'm the one who drug him out to the desert. It's kind of ironic, like that stream I was doing before. But to leave the county, he had 180 hours after he did his, almost a year in jail. The rapist runs free, who got released into this county after 13 years serving it in a Texas penitentiary for raping a Hispanic married woman while high on methamphetamines and then robbing them. So he didn't do any time. So dad was involved. They keep forgetting that this case was 4 years old. They wanted my son. They thought if they get my son out of the county that I'd shut up. They've forgotten a lot. Lily, and she might be my probation officer. This lady who already been to her face telling her, why are you color coding my son? Yeah, they didn't, there was nobody involved in it, but they broke into some empty houses and stuff. So, but why are you giving him drug tests? He wasn't convicted of any drugs. What are you doing? Or, I was involved with this lady. All these people, I know every one of these names, Frank Greer, Jeff Budd, that Jeff Budd, he's over, or Dan Budd, he's over on the other side. There's Lake and Lane. See, Elijah had to get, I believe we're going to buy his paperwork that we remember, because I don't even make a discrepancy. He might have had less, 160, but I know he had 180. So we'll go with 180. That's what we've been saying. Okay. Recently, John Kliego, when we looked at it, he looked at it again, went and talked to the Sherman Center. So I have an attorney who's looked into this. That was his attorney in the original case. So anyways, 160, 180 hours are the hours that if he did 1 day a week, didn't miss any. Sometimes she was making him do color code and going twice a week. So 1 day a week is 32 hours. Times 5 is 160. A couple days there, he got on the bus extra, 180. He was out of here in 5 months. Elijah was on probation. At 5th month, he left this county with the terms that if all his 180 hours were completed, he could leave and go into Lane, where his mom, his stepdad, his brother, his aunts and uncles are from, his grandma, grandpa's, all that, families over there. I'm the guy that drug him out here to the desert, messing with the cops out here because they're crooked, and this town is known for that, and it's a heavy hand and all that. The town's known for that. So anyways, these 180 hours were done, and didn't say anything. If he would have missed something, it would have said on his action plan or report that he had missed something, he got a probation. But he went into Lane County at that point and left and was here, and everything was good. He had hit 18 months. We weren't sure about getting off because he still owed the restitution. He'd already owed the hours to leave the county, and then nothing's on his. No, he shows up at month 6 that says, okay, now you got to check in with community service, pay your $100 and start doing community service. Never said. At 18 months, I visit because he's done everything. He's all actually went down from a felony supervised, no PBs, no nothing, staying out of trouble, doing it. I didn't want to go to all the people over there, but he made me look bad and didn't do anything wrong. I just want to stay here where there's no, out here, it's hardly anybody. And he went there to get in no trouble. At 18 months, I called the attorney and like, man, they're sticking it to him again. Remember, he's the only one that went to jail. The rapist didn't. Now it looks like they're trying to make him pay for everything that they all did, the 5. He's the only one to go to jail, but the other guy didn't serve any jail time, and all the same crime, but the rapist ran free. Remember that? Oh yeah, Tracy, I got it. It looks like he's going to have to pay $47,000, John Caligo. What's up with this? Well, Tracy, there's these things, like, oh man, I can't pay. So I called Elijah. We talked about it. These are documented phone calls. We're going to have to summons in this case that they got themselves into with me. They could have dealt with this with just Elijah, but because if you just go watch the stream, you'll know what this is all about. I don't know where I've been transferring it. Okay, cool. So I'm just trying to go. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know. I'm just trying to go all the way with this is just a documentary stream, guys. We got to get up and do the rest of the thing. So, but anyways, so 18 months. I'm like, wow, that's like $9,500. Elijah can't. I just bought some land out here. I'm sorry, bud. It is what it is. And so he put his head down and he continued on. And then month 33 hit. He got a 36 months of probation, which is 3 years probation, restitution, supervised all the way down. Now he's unsupervised. He's just checking in. And month 33, he's about ready to get off probation. They're saying, hey, you got these 133 hours that you didn't do back here. You got these 133 hours that you didn't do back in what? Oh, we don't know where this number comes from. This first 133, but whatever. So Elijah calls me and he's pretty upset. So we won't go into the whole story now because I just want to at least get to that point with them that they know I'm not playing, that this is a 4-year-old case and it's not just going to go away. So that's where I speak with Kresha Brunsman, the head of probation over in Lane County, because that's where he's at. Tell her, look into this, please get this taken care of. I'm a veteran. I don't mean to jump over everybody, but Elijah's not having any luck over there calling and getting, they don't want to give him anything. And, it's kind of crooked over here where I'm at. So maybe you can help me over here. Ryan Solberg's his probation officer. He knows me. I know Lily. I know this. This should be easy. It's just a word salad. So come to find out what they did is because like in prison, if you go to prison and you get on the van and you go out on the side of the road, that's called work crew. And in some of these places, like over in Lane County, you can do that type of work, obviously off the side of the road, or out here, they only have what is called road crew, not work crew, same thing. They get in the van, the black van with the trailer, and they go paint the fire station, and they go out to the dunes because we have dunes that right out here. They clean all those up out there for the see. There's no nonprofit. Maybe in the southern portion of the county, in the jail where they just threw me and my son I just spent a couple weeks, and they had to throw me out. They should have turned me out after a week because Elijah's attorney, who was representing me, illegal. You can't do that. Yeah, actually, Elijah's attorney was stepping in for me. Dan Spencer, who's his attorney. Elijah Werner's attorney now. I'm Tracy Werner, but Mark can't take my case, and these are the only attorneys. So because you have the right to remain silent, anything say can will use against you, you could use the court law, anything, you have the right to an attorney. They can't do it. They can't provide me attorney, so they have to throw me out of their jail. Imagine that. But they're supposed to do it after 7 days. Even Elijah's attorney, who is my attorney, he's standing in for me. We can't do that. Would it be really highly illegal? Well, he stood in for the Constitution that day. I have all the paperwork right here. Remember what you did to me? Lake County. Got the pink one. Got my first set of, got my second set here. Come on, man. This could all have been avoided. They wrecked my house. They could have just come to my gate and made a phone call, right? One or the other, and all of this could have been avoided. The destruction, and my lungs are fried, guys. My eyes are burning, and I hurt when I wake up in the morning and have now a black spot in my vision when I close it moves around. Didn't know what it was until I realized at 45 seconds they shot me again in the face, and that I knew that, but I didn't realize that was that. Just go watch the video. But anyways, all this again is all related to these two now with me, these prosecuting attorneys where they can't provide me one, so Dan Spencer stands in and says, I'm standing in for the Constitution. I'm not his attorney. So you guys, it's a real show. If you ever been, yeah, that's all I was worried about. Right. So Anyways, I got to get up and do the rest of this. I'm just trying to show you guys this is an old case, and I had to step in front with this with the county because I didn't want to. But now everything that they wouldn't pay attention with Elijah's case is now my case. Gee, imagine that. It's amazing what a father would do for a child that has been double dipped in more hours, and that at 33 months, he had a 133 hours to go. Are you serious? And so again, Crusher Brunsman was big called, and then he didn't. He got violated, his first probation violation at 42 months, where he's put in my eyes, kidnapped, went to jail, that they call it, or whatever. So we're going to get up here right now, and I got to get to this house for a minute. As you can see, this stuff's still blowing in the air. It's all tear gas, and I've been trying as hard as I can to get it out of here, but they shot it up a lot and haven't really shown much and documented it, but here we go. Let's do some of this. I don't all the glass, and it's obviously we're here on the live stream. I mean, it's all over everything, and they dusted this house. So you do see this window being shot out in the stream, multiple times. They launched multiple, which could have easily, big father didn't catch the house on fire, burn it all up, right? Because they were able to, animals were all in here. And so same thing with this window, is completely pretty much taken out. You'll be able to see this all from outside. That's all, I think 3 or 4 came in through that window. They took them out of the house because the animals were in here. So this is where I came out, and you guys got to imagine Elijah came out. Now imagine I'm standing at this door in the morning, and I knew, we'd already tried. They had never called me, and then they called me the day of. It's kind of really hard to live this, guys. It's kind of held off on this a little bit, but Elijah went out peacefully. We never called for all this crap they just did. It was over the top, and if you listen, Elijah came out. Where's my 180 hours? Why are you here? Why are you not, why hasn't anybody looked into this? And now the whole state of Oregon is even, because they came out and served, and they haven't given me not another, but I don't think they can legally because I don't even have an attorney at this point. So anyways, if you listen, Elijah came out, and then you heard, and now you guys got to imagine, is it father? Because I don't know if you heard, they already flashbanged me, but they hit me in this side. That's why I stood at the door this way to have to hear them. I couldn't hear out of this ear because they had concussion grenade, in my face. You'll see it at 45 seconds into the video. So you'll hear it. Elijah comes out. He talks about his hours. He's going peacefully. And then he says something, and then you hear, brrr, and I didn't know if he was gone, guys. I don't even know. He didn't make a sound. But I think Elijah was quite armored up too, because I do have, marks, and a lot of them have cleared up. But on my body, they did a horrible job of documenting my body too. As a police department, they were more worried about the numbers that were written on my belly, that I was having a hard time just trying to get somebody to take care of my darn dog. So, anyways, we're going to go outside and look at some of this stuff outside. You guys haven't seen it, and I need to do it for purposes of documenting here with the state police why nobody still called me and why. Come on, Pants. Good boy. So Pants is here. He wouldn't leave the house. He did not let anybody take him. He chewed up the leashes. He made sure that nobody was. Say hi, boy. Yeah, it's where everybody took really good care of this dog, guys. So anyways, as I'm coming down, obviously Elijah was back here. And I'm not going to even document. They shot out the windows in the front window, and hit the front, tried to shoot the front window out, didn't. So shot the side window. It just they came that fast with it. They didn't even want to go. They just didn't want. They wanted to shoot this place up, ready to do it. And they came here, I believe, if most people said that I've talked to now see the stream, if I didn't come out live, that's why they turned their lights off and kept calling me. I believe they wanted me to come out and not get it on camera and put the real one in me. Kind of like the dirty deeds they did for Lavoy, what they did with Lavoy Finicum, and stepped in there and did the job. Some people have said that to me, Tracy. You've never been alive if you went out that door without that live stream going. But
Thank the Father, please. He's the one, he's not done with me. So anyways, we'll take a look again here. You know, the front windows are, you know, they shot multiple times through each of the windows. Not sure if you can see it over here. Watch out. But I'm in there telling them animals, they know we're not hiding, we're not running, I'm not hindering anybody. You know, he's here, they know where he's at, just make a call. All glory to the Most High. Hallelujah, brother. Thank you, Ryan. Yes, hallelujah. He kept me going. So obviously they ran all over this fence and came in. They brought a lot of vehicles in here, guys. There was a lot of state police here this day. I swore I saw at least 15, 20. So this is where they ran over all the fencing. Again, where I was worried that all the animals were able to get out and the other animals could come in. So we'll go along the edge too, because I kind of want to show you this. So I guess they could have run through all this too, but they had somebody staged up, obviously back here, but I want to show you where it just seems so overdone with this. I mean, they had aerials of the property. The state had drawn by. The county knows this property. I'm not hiding from anything. Nobody ran away. Nobody's trying to hide. So they came around, you guys. They came around the fence because the gate was locked. The front gate was locked. So this right here, I don't know what their purpose of knocking this whole fence down right here, knocking it over. They drove out of there. Well, they drove out of there when they were done. You know, I don't know if that was even, what was the purpose of that? And, you know, I can step inside because this is all closed up kennels and all fenced. You know, 2 separate full kennels. Over here, Y1 and I, they had to run over, just come in from the front back and show you, and clip this whole side of this fence here. And I'll show you, they flattened my tires. I should have shown you that on the flatbed, and you know, make sure they busted all my poles. Because what are they mad? Because when the state police see, when I said the state police drove on my property, this is my property. I have evidence of Oregon State Police driving on this property here. This is mine. That's not my property. Right there, that's the easement road. That goes from here to here, but this is mine. This is my property. This is when Oregon State Police drove on my property and filmed this place for sure. I know, they saw who was here. They're going to be on exactly who saw who was in the film, right? See me waving my hand saying, call me, you know, and nothing. Oregon State Police. And now you're aware of this whole case? Look who came out here. Hold on, we have to take a pause because Mama Kitty came out to say hi and be with her dad. And so is the Puds. And so is the Puds. So is the boy. All right, guys. So we will take a pause for my animals because that's what I was concerned about. So let's look at this, guy. I love you. Oregon State Police comes, you know, obviously they want entry to this property. The gate is shut. The gate is shut. So they're going to come down here, and they still drove on my property. Well, they had a warrant, Tracy. Okay, well, whatever. They already drove without a warrant on my property, and I was peaceful with them or whatever. Speaking of peace, that's what it says, peace and then sudden destruction. So then they start running over this fence. Why did they have to run over this corner pole and tear this corner up and all this fence? What's this all about? They didn't come in through here. This was locked. So they've knocked this out. They obviously came out on the way out and didn't even try to go back in the way they came. They made more destruction to make sure I've got no way to, you know, animals or whatever, if I want to continue on with my life or whatever, that this fence line's been knocked out, which means they drove out of here. They asked me for the gate code and I gave it to them, or the lock key, and I did. He said, so we don't have to knock down any more of your fences and knock down your gate. But apparently, no, some of these people weren't listening, huh? They just drove out of here. That's not a drive in, that's a drive out. Because remember, I used to be a reconstructionist, traffic, and law enforcement myself. Did that, what it do? What a bunch of, so what, they drive in here, run over all my fencing, take out my corner post, because that's the corner post. And then all of this has been taken out. This whole fence line here, this whole fence line here, all the poles. Look, they're all in pieces. Look at these poles are all over the place. Poles, and my fence just ripped to shreds. You know, and I know whatever. They, I gotta get in here and be safe, huh? Officer safety. Poles drug all the way up here. Really? This is, I haven't even looked at some of this, guys. Honestly, some of this, yeah, officer safety, my ass, they're in the wrong field. They're the ones who come heavily armed. I don't want to hear officer safety crap. You're in the wrong line of work if you fall for officer safety, or you're a bootlicker. Get out of my chat unless you're just doing it to be, you know, quote that. I don't want to hear that. They're the men who are normally armed. Oh, I'm going to do this for officer safety. You're the men with guns. They came here heavily armed and just ransacked this place. Look at all these poles missing and drug all over the place. I don't want to hear officer safety. I seriously, these are the men that have their Bearcats and MRAPs and all these heavily armed, same thing in the military that we used, you know, we used during war. It's SWAT, Special Weapons and Tactics. I know, I was trained, certified in Hawaii. I have a history. Oh, is that why they did this? No, I always call for peace. I know, that's fine. Sorry, I'm a little salty. I haven't seen some of this, Joe. I didn't come and looked at it yet. I just thought that one and maybe this one. I didn't realize they drug all this fence line out, drug all this fence line in here. Why? Why? You know, or you can't clip a pole or go through or none of that. No. So let's go back out here and, you know, as you can see, they had to make sure they cost maximum and then obviously just kept going and drove through all that fencing all there that was knocked down. That's kind of half put up so they could have some kind of containment for my animals that were here. So, you know, that's not a drive-in pole. That's all. Let's just make sure we cause the last of the destruction. We don't want to turn around in here. We'll just, oh, hey, I need the gate code so we don't knock anything else down and we won't knock down your foot. No, they just still, I don't know. It looks like, I don't know, whatever. I was, you know. All right, so we'll go back up and show you too that, see, this fence is all ripped out and coming this way means they came out. I mean, whatever they came out there. I mean, if they thought that was necessary, that they couldn't turn their vehicle around, they had to at least run the fence over one more time just for fun. Yeah, listen to the video, target practice too. I got hit with bullets. I know. I have marks on my body and in my, you know, they flash, you know, me in the face. So I think they let the air out of these tires. I hope they didn't slash them, but obviously, oh, you're going to escape in your Isuzu, you know, because they know, they see me in town. I'm not unknown. I wasn't running from anything. Didn't take my son and run anywhere from him. I just didn't want him to go to prison over something he had already done all the time. He had plus some. And just because of their technical or little word salad that his community service wasn't, you know, community service because they have road crew up here, you know. So sucks. Can't even go anywhere right now. I don't have a jack to even get that thing off the ground to try to pump the tires up, see if they stuck them with a blade or they look like they went down fast to me. Oh, pots. They went straight down. Whoa. So there's probably a hole in the bottom of each one of those tires. Once I probably won't be able to get those up. So I guess they just try to cause as maximum destruction as they could. So probably actually go inside for a minute, make a couple statements on that board and short this stream and come back up again and break it up and want this to kind of be a evidentiary stream of, I didn't, like I said, I ain't gone in, guys. I just make them hunt some mice. Stay, all right, one for 1 minute, Pence. All right. Stare at those numbers for evidentiary streams. Lake and Lane County. You could have made all this not even a thing before, and not had to pay attention to this. We probably wouldn't have to go to trial, but I'm taking mine to the box. So whatever it takes to get this evidence, not trying to get it, unless you just want to throw it all out. Better throw it all out. Come here, Pats. Pats. Come here, boy. Come on, come on. Easy. Good boy. But they better start with dropping those charges against Adriana. That's insane. The charges are Adriana are just absolutely insane. So, anyways, no, guys, this needs to get out of my hand. I can't leave the state of Oregon. Now the Oregon State Police is aware of this. And, you know, I have to tell you that because they couldn't appoint Dan Spencer because he's Elijah's attorney right now, Mark can't take any more cases, and I don't even have legal representation. They had to throw me out of their jail, you know? So this is exposing originally what I was talking about, police, parole, and probation targeting. Originally, Lily Frank was going after my son in my eyes because she was mad at me for pointing out that they got this rat ring of this rapist who got a 25-year sentence for raping a woman, Hispanic woman, and married, and they robbed her as he was high on methamphetamines, and they released him in this county after 13 years, and he did 12 years here. And so I'm exposing this. I can't stop, guys. I mean, they should have just dealt with this and came to my gate. But now they knocked down all my stuff, and nothing's changed. Nothing's changed, and they can't stop. What do you just want me to sit down? They didn't even give me legal representation. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to attorney. If cannot, one will be appointed at no expense. Guess what? They can't even appoint me one because there was only 2 down there practicing. They should have known this was coming. I'm taking this to the box. To the box, man. Unless they just throw it all out immediately. Contact me. As I said, come to my gate now. Say, Tracy, the district attorney sat across from me. Ted Martin, the DA, wouldn't look at me and he didn't want to let me out. Locked up, but they won't let me out. They have to let me out in 70. You know what I'm saying? 70? No, 7 days. It's speedy trial but we don't talk about the speedy trial. I'm taking it to the box. They ain't even have time to get this to ready in, 60 days? 90 days? How long do you think they couldn't put this case together in years? This is millions of dollars with all the people's summons and all. I don't care. I don't want to hear nothing. I want to hear about Dawn, Morgan, Tom, and the 2 females that Elijah did these 180 hours. I want to hear no opinions. I want to ping phones. I want those phones pinged. I want this tech to be used. I want the tech. You used all this satellite imagery to come in here and whatever. So no digital Stone Age probation was what I said. Neanderthal probation. You know, Neanderthal parole, all this stuff. They do this in multiple counties where they release guys like this. They never convict this man. Normally this would have worked if Elijah wasn't taking it to the box. Elijah didn't take charges. Elijah sat for 10.5 months and said, show me your evidence. The other 2 kids who was a child, 17, took a charge, just like Elijah did when he was 17. For his first charge he's ever had. So this child here and my minor, will still not enough to drink 19, and this one who was 19, and the other one they're all children. And then this 41-year-old rapist who works for Lily Frank and Tom in this county, who normally gets people to come in and will normally not take it to the box. They just take a charge, and that would have all gone away if Elijah just would have shut up and didn't spend his time in jail. Didn't spend his time down there, not saying, never have any DA evidence come up with that DNA from the DA, Ted Martin. I told them, I gave them evidence. Hey, I want equal justice. That's my problem here. You got this rapist running around town and my son's in jail. What the hell's going on here? So they should have known that this case is now all part of mine and they can't run from it. That's what's the problem with this county. So now I face 3 felony charges and a misdemeanor. Hindering. You knew right where he was at. I never hit him. How'd I hinder you? You could have called me, you idiots.
both of the state and county. I just don't understand. So I was pretty pissed when I thought the state had me. Thought, oh, something's gonna happen. Then they turned me over to this crooked county. Boy, I can't wait till they see all the cussing I was doing at these tyrant. What are you doing, turning me over to this? You're a tyrant. I can't believe you guys would do that. So, the precious metals bailed Elijah out and got him out. So told you it has some liquid assets. Precious metals are a great way to go, guys. Gold and silver paid for Elijah Werner to get out of jail. Hallelujah. Thank you, Father, for God's money. So remember, they imprisoned Christ. They sold him for 30 pieces, remember? So hallelujah, hallelujah. So anyways, this 133, the 33 that I talked about earlier, that's enough. We'll break it down as a documentary stream. I'll be back in a little bit, guys. Love you guys. Please come back for my regulars. Thank you, moderators. I am out of jail. I'm alive by the glory of the Father. Please go watch the live stream. It's 16 minutes. I'll be back in about 25 or 30, so you have at least 10 minutes to go pee, get something to drink, and watch that full live stream for me. 16 minutes. I called all this information out for... I'm sorry, guys. I just got tear gas in my mouth. I reached over there and touched my... It's everywhere in here. And it's toxic, guys. I've been waking up. My head hurts. I feel like I drank like 50 whiskeys. And I don't drink and like mix with a bunch of mixed sugary drinks. I don't even drink soda or nothing. And man, my head hurts so much. This dot in my vision now, that flash concussion grenade in my face. I got to get Elijah an attorney. So I got to get to work. I can't stay on here forever. I got to start selling this land. I'm going to sell everything but the land that I'm on. I'm sure land payments, you know, today, everything's going to get paid. I know God will pave a way. I'm not even concerned about it. I need to worry about getting Elijah attorney. So if you want to contribute at all, if you watched any of this, if you think any of this means anything to you, it's not, you know, please take care of yourself. But I'm going to come up with some legal fund for Elijah. I need to get this out of this state. Now, obviously, I'll talk about it. I'll be back in a little bit, about a half an hour, Joko. Please watch the you can watch, there's hundreds of hours I stream, but go watch the live stream of the day they went ahead and came in and made their so you can see just what, you know, what they did out here. And kind of for that morning, you kind of I gotta go, guys. I gotta get something to get this out of. I didn't realize, again, I touched something and it's still, there's certain spots in here I just still haven't been able, because they shot 5 or 6 of those tear gas in here, and it has a long residual. Really is toxic, and I probably shouldn't even be in here, but I tried. They guys vacuum, so it's on some spots where it blew it around again out here a little bit. Some of the spots that got to do it in kind of waves. So glass, it just can't seem to get it everywhere because they hit all the windows and, you know, that I have in here. So I'll be back in 20, 30 minutes or something, and continue a documentary stream for my son. I want them to still, hopefully they'll stand down. I mean, they make deals or whatever. Look at the evidence. If you think it's worth it, you know, if both these counties are now going to have to come up with a ton of slug of evidence with all these people. Now, I gave these counties a chance to do it peacefully with a call. It's kind of ironic that they called the day of, and you'll hear me in that live stream of them serving the warrant. And I had to give them the number. You guys, I'm telling you the reason why, and I don't want it because it should make sense. I want to make some of this sense if you watch it, if you don't get a chance. I was calling, here's the warrant. You can probably pause that and take a look at it. Silly. They didn't have the cause on here. I mean, they have probable cause, but remember me asking, what is your cause for being on my property? And, you know, I have some understanding of this, guy. So this warrant's pretty thin there, Oregon State Police. You served it too. Or were you here to Lavoy Finnegan me? Please, you know, like I said, I never called for that even when I went out the door, right? You're not going to shoot me, right? Because, you know, I just want to make sure, you know, just like, and if I was ready to go, because I didn't even know if my son was laying over there on the ground in a pool of blood after I heard, go watch it, guys. It's pretty hard it took me, I just finally watched it all today, you know, this morning late. So it's hard to watch, but I'm still here. Thank you, Father. You're not done with me. You'd have had one of them put one in me, you know, if it was then. And so he's apparently not done And there are bigger things on the table here than just this is what I'm talking about: police, probation, and targeting. You know, I called for one call for peace, and now you saw the sudden destruction stream. All right, guys, much agape. I love you. I'll see you on the next stream here. And just ole gas number of under an hour. Give me time. I gotta get my mouth rinsed out. I don't know what time it is here. Feed maybe the dogs here soon too. Oh no, we're good. So it's still early. It's kind of been a long day in here, vacuuming and doing in waves, and still haven't been getting much sleep when I wake up here now. Even the most comfortable bed ever feels like better than that jail bed. Much love, much agape. I'll see you on the next live stream. I'm Apocalypse. It's what I do. I'm trying to show you these liars and these people who to show you the reality of the truth. Okay, I am Revelation. I said that when they booked me. I told them I would. So, what's your name? I am Apocalypse. I am Revelation. That's a charge. That's nice. We'll talk about it on the next live stream. I'll tell you what else I said. Always agape. I am Revelation. I am Apocalypse. Whoa.